please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will you please bow your heads in prayer? Father, I want to thank you for the opportunity that we all have to gather here and learn about this great nation. Not only the opportunity to learn about it, but the opportunity to live in it. I want to pray for the protection of all these young men in this room, that we can all make it back safely and in a timely manner, and that we can all get some sleep. That I pray that we can take what we learned here today, God, take it back to our communities, to be a light in this dark world. We love you, God. Thank you for who you are. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Okay, so I'm here to talk about Bunk One. If you don't already know me, I'm Carrie Ballinger. I'm a photographer on staff. And this Bunk One app is how we have saved all of our photos throughout the week, and I'm going to show y'all how to do it. This is for the delegates and the parents and staff, so everybody can do this. If y'all will pull out your phones for me. Parents included and staff if you haven't already done it. And you will download the Bunk One app, BUNK number 1. Should be on any of the app stores. Once you do that, you're going to sign up with a new account. You will not use an OK Boys State email if you already have one. There's going to be an invitation code. It's going to be OKBS 2023. And then once you do that, you're going to do the free package. It should be called starter package. It shouldn't be any cost. And then once you do that, you're going to upload a picture of either your delegate if you're a parent or yourself if you are on staff or a delegate. And once you do that, you can see a gallery of your delegate or you by looking at the top right of the corner screen. It looks like a little person. And that will show you all of your pictures that you are in because we have technology that recognizes your face through your picture, so it has it all in one place. All of the photos taken throughout the whole week are in OK Boys State 2023 album on the gallery page. Some that are going to be from today might take a little bit to upload, probably tomorrow. There's also some news updates that went out through the week. It'll be the bottom right corner labeled news, as well as some updates in the bottom middle tab. And once some of the delegates go to Boys Nation, we will also use the same app to upload photos from there. If you guys have any questions, if you see me or another photographer around, you can come up to us, ask questions, and we'll help you out. Thank you, guys.
Really, what's your number, for crying out loud? All right. If you remember last Saturday morning when you all got here, did you hate it? Yeah. Did you wonder who that guy next to you were? Did you really think the guy on the left was a jerk? Remember that morning when we said you're going to hate the first day, the next day's going to get a little bit better, the next day's going to get better, by Tuesday you're going to be on track and you're going to love this place. Was that right? Yeah. All right, now we are moving forward. There are about, be good in here, there are about 400 parents watching this on video at a couple of other buildings. So they, and here's the deal about that. They drop you off on Saturday. How long did it take them to clear the parking lot? Oh, it was fast. They were out of here. Now, do you know we have had 5 red shirts that this week we have every day called your parents pleading with them to come back and pick you up. 4 of you are going home on a bus. We could not get them back here. Now, let me tell you the tragedy that happens at Boys State every year, and you guys are going to lie about this, but I'm going to give you a chance. How many of you left back home a beautiful girlfriend? Okay, we got a few. How many of you left back home a horribly average girlfriend? All right, now, this is the honest part. How many of you left back home a really ugly girlfriend? All right, here's what's happened. The guys that have the beautiful girlfriends, they're gone. You've been gone a week, they've shopped around, they did better. Horribly average, you're 50-50. The ugly ones, they're going to be there. All right, but anyway, you are at your commencement time. This is like, if some of you make it through the 12th grade, you will have another commencement next year. This is your commencement from Boys State, which is a huge addition to that commencement you'll do next year. You get a commencement speaker tonight, or this morning, which is excellent, and I'm going to introduce him now. And here it is. The commencement speaker is Mr. Barry Hinson, and here's how he will connect with you guys. He's a 1978 delegate from Marlow, Oklahoma. He's a graduate of Oklahoma State University. He's also a graduate of Oklahoma Boys State. Barry Hinson has created an amazing legacy coaching basketball throughout the Midwest, starting off at Edmond Memorial High School. Coach Hinson has made notable coaching appearances with Oral Roberts, Southwest Missouri State, and University of Kansas, to name a few. Most recently, he was hired as a sports analyst at his alma mater, Go Pokes. Where is that? Yeah, you can do the Go Pokes. He is also the Associate Athletic Director and Director of NIL. He is married with 2 daughters and has been a longtime friend of the Boys State program. Please welcome to the stage the 1978 Boys State Governor, Mr. Barry Hinson.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be here. I'm home. I'm home. 45 years ago, I stood on a stage just like this as governor of Oklahoma State Boys State. And it was, as they so eloquently put it, it was a hard week at the first, and then towards the end, you figured out what it was. Today, I can honestly tell you, 45 years later, the guy to my right or the guy to my left, I still know, I still communicate, and I know a lot of my Boys State attendees from 1978. Matter of fact, I spent 30 years in Division I athletics, 18 years as a Division I head coach, and one of the officials that I got on his ass all the time was a Boys State delegate from Hugo and named Kelly Self. And we are to this day as close as can be because it all started right here. When you got on this campus, when you came in, there's a statue of Thomas Jefferson. And Thomas Jefferson once said this: when the people fear the government, we have tyranny. When the government fears the people, we have democracy. What you've learned this week will last you a lifetime. I just got an opportunity to speak to your parents, and I told them, congratulations, because they've obviously done something right. For you to be here is really special. I don't know if you know how special it is until you get to be where I am 45 years later, and you're still practicing thoughts and things and ideals, and your foundation was set because of things you learned here today. I love this state. This is my state, Oklahoma. I love Boys State. And I love that. Because of these men in red that have been around you all week long, I was fortunate that I didn't have to serve my country overseas, because they served for me. When I was young, I went through the draft. Had my country called upon me then, I would have gone, and if my country calls upon me now, I will go. I don't think there's anything more proud than that flag right there. And I hope you've learned that. Boy State's not propaganda. Boy State's facts. Boy State's real world. So I'm going to tell you 8 things today. I'm going to divide them into two categories of 4. And I'm going to talk to you just like I would my teens. Because I think as adults sometimes, we don't tell our youth really the truth all the time. Well, I'm going to tell you the truth. Number 1 thing is you need to work your ass off. Every single day. Every day. I don't know what it is or what it's at, but you need to work at it. And you need to get after it and give your best effort in whatever you do. If it's signing your name, if you sign your name that's not legible, then you're not doing a good job. You got to have a great autograph. My father says you can tell a lot about a man by how his shoes look and how he signs his name. My father really believed that the shoes were the foundation. If a man's shoes were shined, you knew that he was going to be successful, because he was worried about that fine little detail. We're all looking for success. When you get up in the morning, the greatest way to have success, right off the bat, is to make your bed. Boom, check, success, right off the day. If my room is clean, that I am not treating my mother or my father or my siblings as the maids of the hotel. I can promise you this, if you work your butt off, I can guarantee you, you will not have success. Ever heard that? Everybody tells you, you work hard, you're going to have success. No. I guarantee you, if you work your butt off, there is no guarantee you'll have success. But I will guarantee this. If you don't work your ass off, you have absolutely no chance at success. Number 2, pay attention. We don't do that anymore. And when I speak, I'm not speaking to you, I'm speaking to me. I got the attention span of a 4-year-old. But it's really important to pay attention. Pay attention to your surroundings. More important than any time before, right now in our society, it's so important to pay attention. Pay attention to how we treat people. My father taught me a long time ago, treat everybody you meet as if they're the most important person in the world. How do we expect to be treated? Do unto others, right? I don't go anywhere on a regular basis that I don't try to do my best to know those people that I see. Whether it's a bank teller, lady who works the toll road between Tulsa and Stillwater. I want to know. I have no more toll roads now. For a year, I drove back and forth to Tulsa and Stillwater. When I retired from being a head coach of Southern Illinois, I drove back and forth. And I made sure that I knew my toll booth lady. I always engaged with her every day. I paid attention. I really pay attention to the elderly. One, because I am elderly. I'm headed there. I want to make sure that I treat them with the respect that they deserve. I try to pay attention to how I act wherever I go. Number 3, fall in love. But you have to find that. I don't know what it is. But I know this. You have to find it. Because if you don't have that, then you're just in neutral. Neutral's not good. Matter of fact, reverse is better than neutral. Because when you're in reverse, eventually you're going to say something and it's going to put you back in drive. But you got to fall in love. You got to fall in love with a hobby. You got to fall in love with a profession, because 1 year from now, you're going to graduate, and you're either going to go into a profession, or you're going to go to college, or you're going to find something. And I'm telling you, the day you graduate, your parents are going to be crying. Well, let me tell you something. Those are tears of joy, I promise you. And first of all, there were 5 families over there that just got back from Hawaii and did not tell you they were in Hawaii. So I'm just going to throw that out there. I said, man, y'all been getting a lot of suntan. We've been in Hawaii, but we did not tell our sons. But you have to have it. You got to find it. You got to find it quick. And you know what? It's not limited to one thing. You can fall in love with several things. I'm sitting here watching that video, and I see guys singing, playing musical instruments. I saw one guy getting ready to kick somebody's ass. I don't know what he was doing. That's what I'm talking about, my man. I liked it. I couldn't raise my legs that high, but I liked it. But you have to have that. You got to have it. Engage. 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 I just pulled this out, telling your parents. With the exception of loading the app that she just told us to load so we could get photographs, I truly believe this is the fall of the Roman Empire. This thing owns us. And that's ridiculous. We don't know how to talk anymore. We don't know how to communicate. We have lost the art of translation and the art to be able to continue to visit with somebody. If we lose our jobs now, HR people will let you know that you've been let go through an email. Some of you have let the ugly girlfriends go by text. We don't know how to do that. We don't know how to confront people with negative information or positive information anymore, because we do it through this. I'll never forget when texting first came out. My daughter Ashley sent me a text, and she ended it with LOL. LOL. And I'm going, hey Dad, just saw an old picture of you. LOL. 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 I'm going, what? LOL. I can't figure it out. So I asked my wife, what is LOL? And she's going, what? She's going, laugh out loud. I'm not going to say what she said. Dummy, you know what she put on the end of it. So I asked my wife, which emoji is the middle finger that I can send back to my daughter? I'm not a texter. Texting is for church and libraries. That's it. You want to talk to me? We're going to talk. I'm the guy that you sit next to on an airplane? Yeah. No. You're not going Kindle on me. You're not going AirPods. You and I, we're going to have a conversation. Because I'm going to engage with you. I did not fly on an airplane until I was 28 years old. 28 was my first airplane ride. About 30 years ago, as I was recruiting college basketball, I made a vow that no matter where I went, and the sad thing is I went a lot. I was on airplanes all the time, and I made a vow, I'm not going to waste this amount of time, because I'm going to try to find out and get better with the person sitting to my right or my left. And I started this thing, and I would start a conversation with somebody, and then about maybe 25% of the way through the conversation, I would let them know after I'd earned their trust that, hey, before this flight lands, I'm going to ask you one question. And then you just see this fear overcome their face. You know, good Lord. And I said, no, seriously, it's not. I just want to ask you this question. What's the best thing you do? So when the landing gear comes down, I'm going to ask you that question. And you can't fathom, over 30 years of flying, all the things that I learned from other people. I learned how to cook the best steak from a chef in New York. I learned about a lady that was 80 years old that cooked for 2 days in football and had been doing it for 30 years and got her cinnamon roll recipe. But I sit next to a girl one time and we got to talking and I said, what do you do? And she says, I was flying from Cal Santa Barbara. We had a stopover at Tucson. We're headed back. I'm going to Kansas City. I was coaching in Kansas at the time. And she was going to Nashville for a wedding. And I said, are you going home? She said, yeah, my sister's getting married and I live in Nashville. And I said, what do you do? She said, I spot talent. Witty as I am, I go, hey, well, what do you think? And she didn't think that was real funny at the time. So we go through and we tell, and she said, I said, really? So you spot talent? She said, for the last year and a half, all I've done is follow this group, and I finally convinced my boss to go see them, and we just signed them like a month or 2 months ago. And she said, I went and followed them to county fairs, to state fairs, to opening of deer hunting season. They were convenience stores. They did that. And she said, they got a really big hit out right now. And I said, really, what is it? And she said, have you ever heard of a band called Lady Annabella? Now, if I sit there on that plane and I can't tell you that story if I don't open up my map and have communication. I just can't do it. There was a question that was released on a question board about a month ago, and the question said, what traits do people have that everyone likes? I mean, we all have people we like to be around on a daily basis. We just love them. I like hanging around with him or her or whatever, but I like this person. The number one trait was they're always positive. They stay positive. Ask yourself, are you positive? Everywhere you go, are you positive? When there is a time of adversity, are you positive? Are you the quarterback, point guard, first chair, speak, debate, whatever? Are you that person, president of the student council, president of the FFA? Are you that person that gets everybody to understand? We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. The second thing, they knew people's names. And they used their first name. I just told your parents, I go to eat every day for lunch. I've done it, and I don't want you to think that, I don't mean this in a funny way. I go to lunch every single day. Not because I eat lunch. I had a rule as a head coach. For 30 years, my staff and I went to lunch every single day. And we would visit different restaurants throughout the community. Why? Because one, I wanted to let those restaurants know that we appreciate their support of my institution, my university, my basketball program, whatever. Two, I wanted the people in the community to be able to see us out and about. But the most important is, I wanted my staff to go to lunch every day that we could just sit and visit. And we only had one rule. Only one rule at lunch. Could not talk basketball. That's a rule. No matter where we ate, I'd end up knowing the manager, the waiter, the waitress, the host. I don't care if you're going through a drive-thru at the bank. I'm going to know who that person is. I'm going to know everything I can about him. Because when I show up, the life for him to be excited. Next thing. They're apolitical. opinions with anyone that they don't know extremely well or trust. I am so sick of whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, a liberal, a moderate, a conservative, an independent. People ask me in casual conversation, what political party are you? I have a standard answer. My political party, you want to know what I'm registered as? They go, yeah, tell me what you're registered as. I'll go right back at it. Yeah, I'll tell you what I'm registered as. I'm an American. Are you kidding me? Seriously, are you kidding me that we're going to really worry about people, what political party they belong to? You know why? In political science, you study political science part this week, right? Political science will teach you that 98% of those who are registered because that's what their parents were. I tell you right now, you come to Oklahoma State, I'm speaking to Norman more. You see me in Norman, and you come up to me, and we start talking, I'm more concerned about you than I ever will be politics. I'm more concerned about my fellow man than that. This flag was not fought and died for by just Democrats or Republicans or liberals. It was fought by everyone. This flag was not fought by people of just one color. It was everybody that fought for this flag and country. I'm not going to do it. I will not let you divide me. I will not do it. And the last thing my people love them, they don't judge people. They don't judge. We're getting to the time where, when I mention this movie, some people don't know which movie I'm talking about. Anybody remember the movie Rudy? Yeah. Right, good. You're still good. I love the movie Rudy. And there's a scene in the movie where Rudy is, much like you are, he's out in the pew, and he's sitting there and he's praying. He's a sophomore that time at Holy Cross, and in right here walks two priests. They're walking by. And the elder priest sees Rudy's out there and he's praying, and he says, the other priest, he said, I'll catch up with you. And he goes to Rudy, and he goes and visit with him over here, and Rudy asks him, do you think I've done everything I can do? I've said the prayers, I've lit the candles, I've done this, I'm paraphrasing, but have I done this, that I did, what all that? And he said, he looked at him and said, son, in 35 years of religious study, I've come to the conclusion that there are two things that I'm sure of. One, there is a God, and two, I'm not Him. So as we go through life, and especially right now, we're going to try to funnel you in feeling this way about certain groups, certain people, whatever. They're going to try to funnel you down that road. I love people. I love people. You were dancing to the song Happy when I came in. It's so much more fun. I'd rather be happy than pissed off. It's just from one end of the spectrum to the other. As you get older, and I'm getting older, when you check into the room, you check it in pissed off. It's out of here. You find out how important it is to be kind and how important it is to be happy. I'm going to let go on this last one. I referred to this a while ago. We had a sports psychologist come into Oklahoma State last week and visited with the entire staff. And he brought up a clip about TikTok. I love TikTok. TikTok was created in China. In China, TikTok has a filter. And only positive things are shown on TikTok in China. Math competition, speech competitions, funny dances, funny videos, but nothing negative. However, when they created TikTok for the other countries, they took the filter off. And if there's a person that, I don't know, searches hate groups, whatever, then their algorithms will propel them through their TikTok. I'm not going to let people do that to me. I'm going to ask you not to do that. Everyone in this room accepts challenges. You wouldn't be at Boy State unless you accept challenges. In this room today, I'm just telling you, there's a future governor, there's state representatives, there's state senators, there's congressmen, there's U.S. senators, there's intelligence officers. There's somebody in this room that's going to fill that void and fill that gap because they love the challenge. And we speak of challenges every day. We put those challenges up at a level that we think that those are like big time. I'm not asking you to be the President of the United States, but we have challenges, and you love them. And I'm going to challenge you to do this. I'm not going to challenge you to be the President of the United States. You're on a football team, baseball team, you wrestle, I don't care. But you know that you like a challenge when you compete. Whether you're in music, whether you're in voice, whatever, there's a challenge. You want to be the best. If you didn't, you wouldn't be here. So I'm going to challenge you this. When you go back to school, starting in August, I want you to make an impact. I want you to change things in your school to be better. I don't want you to exclude anybody. I don't want you to be a part of a group that laughs at anybody. And I want to take the word bullying and I want you to throw it out the window and cut that shit out.
Amen. Amen.
And you know what happens? It's amazing. It spreads. Everybody talks about cancer and how bad spreads. You know what else spreads? Good. Good spreads. Positive spreads. Next thing you know, you're looking up and you're having a hell of a senior year. And you've made an impact and you've changed and you've set the legacy and the tone for the following generations to come after you. And then all of a sudden you go to college, you start doing the same thing, and all of a sudden we just see a wave. We just see a wave happening of people doing good things. But you have that. I challenge you. I challenge you to be kind. I challenge you to not get wrapped up in the tornado of what media and everybody in society wants you to do. Get your path, stick to it, and kick ass. Amen. That's what I challenge you to do. Now I'm going to get out of here. I got to go back to Stillwater. Thank you for letting me come home. Thank you for what you're going to do for my state, your state, our state, my country, your country, our country. And I'll tell you right now, when you get in that car today, if you get out of that car without telling your mother and father or whoever came to pick you up that you love them, if you don't say that, I will haunt you until your underwear has brown stains all over the place. Yeah. I will haunt you forever. Our parents, guardians, step-parents, grandparents, relatives are the greatest we have and should be treated as such. Boys State 2023, congratulations. Great job.
Get you to stay for just a minute. We do have something a little special for you. First, my sincere appreciation, and you guys can be seated, for coming out here. We obviously know that you love this program. You got a great start here. You've done incredible things. I will just make a little PSA here. All of these great Boys State raiment that the good coach has on here in school colors, they could be made in your school colors, your college choice colors. Go see our staff at the store and we'll get that. But we want to thank you for being here. And we are kicking off something special because you're here that we're going to propel into the future. Guys like this have a network. This one in particular because he talks to everybody. But every Boy Stater that's sitting in the seat where you are all throughout the years has a network, has influence, has opportunities that you can tap in. Someday that will be you paying it backwards, paying it forwards, paying it whichever direction. And so kicking off this year, we are officially starting the official Oklahoma Boys State Alumni Association. All of you, by default, are going to be going. Our staff has been culling through all of our pictures going back to the 1950s, and we're pulling all those folks in through social media, and we are going to connect, and we're going to tap in so you guys can get letters of recommendation, you guys can get internships while you're in college, you can get that first job out of college. We are going to make this family legitimate. And Coach Hinson, Governor Hinson, as we kick off this Alumni Association, we would like to present you the first annual Alumni Award Association for what you mean to us and what you mean for our program. On behalf of a grateful Boys State and a grateful Boys State Alumni Association and American Leadership Foundation. Let's give them a hand, everybody. All right, gentlemen. Now that's not a bad way to start a morning. That's a nice little peppy twist on the challenge you've been getting all week. Couldn't have said it better myself. But somebody who can say things really good, even when words are hard, I want to introduce once again to the stage our host this week, the man who helps make all of this happen and who fed you really well. Let's give it up for our own Dr. Mark Razor.
Bear with me, I need to take care of a little personal note here real quick. Never, never, never follow Barry Hinson on the platform again. Was that not incredible, guys? Man, I hope you got something out of that. So this time last Saturday, I was sitting at my desk over in Meyer Hall, anxiously awaiting your arrival, wondering if we'd got all the I's dotted, all the T's crossed, and if we were ready and taking care of some last-minute things. I think we got it done. I think you had a good week. And now 8 days later, I am anxiously awaiting your departure. I'm kidding, guys. It's been a great week. We love having this program here. I think after the week, you can see why we love having this program here. What they teach, what they instill in you is just solid gold, and I hope every one of you had a great experience and loved it. I said last week when I was up here that we want you back as a student. And I mean that. We truly want you back as a student. We want you back enough that I'm willing to give you about $12,000 to come. Okay? Every one of you qualifies for a Boys State Delegate Scholarship to Rogers State University. If you choose to come here after high school, we'll give you a $500 tuition scholarship a semester and a $1,000 housing scholarship a semester for 8 semesters. $12,000 if you elect to come here. That's in addition to any other aid you may qualify. If you have a merit scholarship, if you go through our foundation application process and get one of those scholarships, we'll just tack that on. We want you back on the Hill, and I can guarantee you with the success you've had here, you'll have no trouble getting accepted. Your parents are hearing this too. I want to extend that to them. We want you to come back and be Hillcats. You also know that you have a chance to get the 3 hours credit. Most of you, I think, have done the enrollment and everything you need to. A few of you have not. I'll keep that window open. You got to do 2 things before you leave today. You've got to apply to RSU because these are rules by the state, not by RSU. You've got to apply and you've got to sign that enrollment form before you leave campus today. We'll deal with transcripts and all that other stuff next week as we're able to, but we want to get you that 3 hours of college credit free. So don't forget that. I do want to share a little bit of lighthearted information with you before I surrender the microphone. Your parents told me that we saved them a lot of money this week by having you here instead of at home, and I believe them. I just want to give you some statistics. This was as of yesterday when we still had 2 meals to go, okay? Did you guys enjoy the food? Yeah. I know you did. You guys went through 100 pounds of salad mix. Guys, lettuce doesn't weigh very much. That is a lot of lettuce. I didn't see anybody eating salad, but apparently you did. In the first 3 days, you went through 30 pounds of peppermints. You know why there weren't any peppermints on day 4? We just ran out. There weren't any more available. I know you guys wanted us to have fresh breath for Carrie. I know. Yeah. Here's one. We turned off the soda pop, as you know, in the morning for breakfast, all right? Looking out for your health, we didn't want you getting all dehydrated. What we didn't anticipate was that you would replace all of that with milk. You guys went through 93 gallons of milk. 93 gallons. There's word out in Claremore that there's a milk shortage because we're running to the local grocery stores buying all the milk they have. This one's amazing. 78 gallons of soda Gatorade syrup. Syrup, not the pop, syrup. Anybody want to guess how many cans that equals? Cans of drink that is? 15,333 cans. Yeah, I saved your parents a ton of money this week. A couple more and then I'll turn over the mic. Eggs. 630 pounds of eggs. 5,670 eggs this week. And that was before breakfast this morning, so we can probably throw another 800 on there. And then the last one, and this one blows my mind, we feed about 600 kids every week during the school year. Yeah, it's coming. We feed about 600 a week. And typically in a week, we go through 10 to 12 gallons of soft serve ice cream. In a week. We had one morning that we were down, you guys froze up the machine and we had to defrost it. So we were down one meal. Typically you guys are eating about 5 gallons of ice cream at breakfast. But for the week, all right, and this is with 2 meals to go, 75 gallons of soft serve. If you're leaving here hungry, it's all on you. It ain't on me, guys. Let me close with this. We love this program at RSU. Many of you heard that I was affiliated with it at the previous location. I fell in love with the program, and it was my #1 goal when I got here to bring it here. I'm glad it's here. I hope we're here for another 50 years. Guys, I love the challenge that Coach Hinson gave you. Go home and be the difference, be the change, all right? And come back to the Hill next August 24, and we'll put you to work as a student at Rogers State University. Thanks, guys.
Those are some staggering statistics, but it is fantastic here. And Mark, we really appreciate it. And this guy, you may think that we just interact with him when we come up on Saturday. We have this guy locked and loaded. He is a believer in this program. We hang out socially during the year, he and the staff. We get together, we email constantly. This man is as much a part of the Boys State program as anybody in a staff shirt all week. And the way he treats us when we're here, I think that deserves a little bit of recognition for excellence, yes? Yeah. You know what it is? I dub you too. Excellent, Dr. Razor. Thank you.
Well, you're a bunch of pigs, apparently. I just heard that from the guy that knows stuff. All right, here's the deal. Are you all, who's going to be City of Excellence this year? Would you like to know now who the city is? Stand up, we're going to announce it. Later. Sit down. I couldn't resist doing that. It's coming tonight. This is going to be excellent. All right, here's what we're going to do now. Remember last week when you got here, you were just a bunch of guys in an auditorium, didn't care, didn't know. You have now risen to the point that you have started with these yellow shirt mayors, have built cities, have built counties, you have built 2 political parties, you have created an upper level of government, legislative, judicial, you have your leaders now. As in every state in the country, once a year the governor and our lieutenant governor are going to give the State of the State address. So with great respect, when I introduce your Lieutenant Governor, please stand, welcome him to the stage for his State of the State address, Mr. Langham Smith.
Hello everyone, my name is Smith Langham, and as you know, I've been your Boys State Lieutenant Governor. I'm super happy to be speaking with you today once again and get the chance to share with you how amazing this program is and get to portray how amazing this week has been for me and hopefully for all of you. As you can probably hear, my voice is pretty shy. All of the cadences and shouting has finally got to me, but I will do my best for you. Going into this week, I'm going to be honest with you, I wasn't overly excited to come, or even really looking forward to it. But now, I found myself struggling to leave. Like many of us, I knew I could get college credit, I knew there was leadership aspects to this, and I heard the food was pretty good, which was true. But what I didn't know is that this 1 week, 7 days, would change me in a way that I don't have time today to fully describe. What I can do for you is explain how much Boys State has meant to me and the reason why it does. We all come into Boys State from different backgrounds, beliefs, demographics, and opinions. But when you get here, they don't matter anymore. We are all dressed the same, and while the marching was something that I had to get used to, I ended up finding it fun and ultimately unifying. These cause all the previous things that we took into here to no longer be important, as well as learn things side by side and create relationships that personally will last for a long time. We are taught the meaning of the flag here, how much it means and how much more it should mean to all of us. We are taught about our nation, both past and present, and learn what should be important to us all. To me, that's unity. We are shown that not only is unity crucial to a government and a people, but it's really not that hard. If you take away looking at parties and the dividing labels and all the things that our world today tries to use to separate us, and just take people as people, you will learn that many of us believe similar things and can find common grounds more often than not. And even if you don't, We are shown here that that's okay, and that civility can be kept without disagreements, and respect does not have to waver due to these differing opinions. Boys State has meant so much to me, and I'm walking away from it a new man, which I believe most of my fellow delegates would also say. This week has truly shaped a lifetime, as they told us, and I am actually very sad to be leaving. For all of my delegates, I love y'all. Thank you for me, and I hope it does not disappoint you. I hope to continue my relationships with as many of you as possible, and I've just loved getting to know all of you. To our amazing staff that made this week so good, thank you so much. Y'all are the reason why we learned all these things, and we are so grateful to you. Y'all are why we are going home new men with these new values and just this new state of being. It's been an amazing week, and I'm super grateful for the Boys State program. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor Langham. You elected this week the governor of this great state, and he has been your leader. It is his time now to give you the state of the state as he sees it. Ladies and gentlemen, or lady and gentlemen, please stand and welcome your governor, Mr. Damian Woe.
So, as many of you know, now my name is Damian Guo. I am representing all of you guys as the governor for 2023 Boys State. And just want to say how it's been an honor to serve for you as governor. I came into this week not knowing who I am as a person. I came into this week thinking I had it all figured out. But today, as I stand before you today, all 270 of you guys, I could not be more wrong. Because I now do know who I am. I'm an imperfect being. I am a leader, and I am a person who will continue moving forward. Now, as we continue, as this week went on, we saw activities such as the obstacle course on the first night, then the primaries, the debates, the stops, our first GIA, then our second GIA, the legislative forum, the debate schools, the special schools with paintballs, our fourth GIA, and now today, as they stand before the stage, ready to graduate Boys State. We were asked questions this week. What the flag means to us. Now, I can't speak for many of you, but here's what the flag means to me. As an immigrant, I was not from this country. I didn't get that opportunity for patriotism. I grew up not knowing what America was. But today, as I stand before this magnificent American flag, I can tell you what it means to me now. It means to me freedom. It means to me free will. The land of opportunities that all of us has the opportunity to achieve. That if we set our minds to anything, we have the freedom to carry it through. I've learned that being a leader is hard. But we choose to do things not because it is easy, but because they are hard. So as we continue on even past Boys State, as we return home to our respective cities, our respective towns, heed my words. Take each other where they are. Look at somebody and be slow to judgment, but quick to compassion. Because as we've all experienced this week, not one person has the same experience. I think the biggest part is that politics shouldn't be a bad thing. It should be something that can be talked about openly. It should be something that can bring upon great conversations, create great bonds, and that's something that affirmed my belief this week. The state of the state is strong because we've made it strong. Because together, we moved forward. Together, we moved onward. And together, we achieved greatness. Thank you.
Name time!